Today I'm at Heathrow Airport. I'm here at Terminal 3 outside the Virgin Departures section. Now I'm actually flying upper class today, so I'm super excited anyway. I'm going from London to Seattle. But what I'm really excited about is that I managed to get one of the retreat seats. Now there are only 2 of these seats on the whole of the plane in 1D and 1G. You have to pay extra for these, but it's a much bigger seating area. It has privacy, so you have a door that you can close off. It has a huge screen, and it's meant to be the equivalent of first class flying with Virgin. So I'm really excited because last time I flew upper class with Virgin, it was from London to Jamaica, and it was the old style herringbone version where all the seats are quite narrow in a diagonal row. This is something completely different. It's an Airbus 330. I'm really excited to see what it's like. So come and check out what the Airbus 330 from London to Seattle with Virgin upper class is like. So here I am in seat 1G. I have to tell you, it is absolutely incredible. This seat is huge. Look, if you just turn this around, you can see the space that I've got here. It's absolutely massive. Like if I lay out, I can hardly reach the other side. The TV here, all the way over there, it is miles away. If I just turn that round, you can see it is a long way away. I can't even reach it. That TV is 27 inches wide. And in fact, you have to have a Bluetooth remote control to get to it. You can see that seat 1D next to me has a similar arrangement. And I've actually got a little mini seat here that pops up that you can have dinner with somebody else across the aisle from you. Apologies for showing you my legs. Now, in terms of, let's take a quick tour of this seat. If you're coming as with like a family, you can obviously book both seats and you can speak to the person next to you. If not, then there is a divider here. I'll operate that in a moment. But on this side, we've got a door, so it's completely enclosed. You can pull this back if you want to get out, obviously. But through the flight, you've basically got privacy because that's all closed off. And huge amount of space here. In here, we've got my bedding for later. And just to give you a quick tour of the controls here. So, TV remote control is on a Bluetooth. So basically, it's like a touchpad because it's so far away you can't actually touch the telly. And also, you do get some headphones provided, but because the TV is so far away, you can actually Bluetooth using your AirPods or whatever you like. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, in terms of here, we've got a little mirror. If you want to have a look at yourself, that's quite nice. In here, there's another little compartment with a mirror on there, which is all good. I've got some controls here. I can control my seat using these buttons. So I press this, the seat goes backwards, forwards, up, down, all of those sort of things. I've also got lighting controls here, so I can control the lighting. So you can see there's a bit of lighting comes up here if I want some dim lighting. And also under the telly, you can see there's a light there. If I push that back down, you can see it going down. If I can do it, there we go. So overall, my first impression of seat 1G, this retreat seat on Virgin, is it is absolutely amazing. I've been on Qatar and they have their Q suite, which is really impressive. But this is bigger. The space I've got here, if I jump over to this jump seat down here, I mean, it's absolutely huge, this space that I'm in. Really quite massive. So, really impressed so far. I thought it was worth having a look through the menu to see what's on offer today. But before we do that, in terms of, are there any negatives about this whole setup? Because it is pretty amazing. Well, I have found one, because this remote control controls the telly. And as part of it, there's a little finger pad here for basically moving the cursor so you can press what film you want, all that sort of thing. And unfortunately, about 10 minutes into the flight, it stopped working, so this doesn't work anymore, which ordinarily wouldn't be a big problem, but I'm so far away from the telly, if I just turn around, if I reach my arm out, I'm miles away from the telly. I've got to get out my seat to turn the TV over. So, I mean, it's a first world problem, not a major issue. But you would have thought that they'd get a slightly better remote control that doesn't break after 10 minutes. Anyway, let's have a look at the menu that we've been offered today. So you can order food whenever you like, but this is what you get after takeoff. Let me just read it out for you. So there's a choice of 2 different starters. We've either got sticky Korean gochujang chicken, which is served with sesame dumplings and spring onion, or grilled asparagus with saffron mayonnaise, shaved Italian cheese, and potato salad. So I have chosen the sticky Korean chicken. Let me just put the light on in here. This still works for the light, by the way. I'll put the light on, give me a bit more, there we go, be a bit brighter for me to be able to read these a bit easier. For the mains, we've got panko-coated truffle and garlic stuffed chicken breast, summer greens, baby carrots, or with Hasselback potatoes, so quite impressive. Or sesame chicken, chili and lime roasted salmon, served with potato gratin, tender stem, and namjim sauce. Or pea tortellini, which is pistachio, mint pesto cream, asparagus, broccoli, feta, garlic herb crumb. So I've chosen the pea tortellini, so they're the 2 options I've gone for. There's 2 desserts as well, which is white chocolate and passion fruit bavarois, or Dickie's toffee pudding. It's actually meant to be, anyway, Dickie's toffee pudding. It's usually sticky toffee pudding, isn't it? But it says Dickie's, or British cheese plate. I haven't chosen the dessert yet, they haven't asked me about it. You can also have an express lunch, which is roasted pepper, tomato and harissa soup. And then later, they're going to give me a mile-high tea, so I will talk to you about that. Now, in terms of the wine list, I know people are interested in what wines you're getting on board. 2 different types of fizz on here. You can have an English sparkling wine or a Laurent Perrier, so quite a good choice. For the white wines, you've got Chardonnay from California, 2024. We've got a Sauvignon Blanc from Argentina and a Pinot from England. So they're the choices for the whites. For the red, we've got a Merlot blend from France and what's the one? There's a red from Sicily, Nero d'Avola. There's a rosé and 2 dessert wines. And then for beers, you've got Camden Hells Lager, Brewdog Wingman, Corona, Lucky Saint 0.5%, and Gravity Theory, and then a whole lot of spirits and cocktails. So that's the menu for today. So I'll see you when the food arrives. And just before I decide to get some sleep, or try to, it was worth having a look at what you get in the goodie bag. Well, the goodie bag itself is it's not very impressive. It's sort of paper. Let's see what we've got in here. Now, I've got an eye mask, which I will be utilising when I try to get some sleep. So let's see what it's like in terms of quality. Not bad. Yeah, slightly padded. Yeah, decent. I'll use that. Some socks. I wonder why they give you socks. Maybe it's so you can take your own socks off, put these on, and then put your own socks back on. And then we've got a variety of other things. So, bamboo toothbrush. Oh, look at that. Bristles are very soft. Yeah, quite nice. Some toothpaste to go with that. And then I've got a few other things in here. Let's see, we've got hydrating lip treatment, nourishing hand cream, some earplugs. It's quite hard to open. There we go. Oh, they're black. Usually yellow, aren't they? Black, quite unusual. And the last thing is relaxing facial mist. There we go. well, it tastes not very nice, but I don't suppose you're meant to drink it. Not sure how relaxing that facial mist is, but anyway, that's what you get, and a thing, something else, I don't know what that was, just a piece of paper. Anyway, that's what you get as the freebie kit. Now I'm going to try and get some sleep. Okay, so I said earlier that I would show you what it's like if you put the divider up. So this is the central divider. If you're travelling solo in this seat or the seat next to you and you don't know the person, then you could put this up for the whole journey. And this basically makes it very, very private in here. This is quite high, you wouldn't be able to catch anybody's attention. You're not going to see anybody there. So yeah, it makes this whole space very, very private. As I said, it's absolutely massive. I mean, if I'm lying down, I can't even touch the other side. It's now time to make the bed, and over here on the controls, they've got a sleep button. So I just press this, and the bed should magically start to appear. Move my laptop and my cables. No, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah. Okay, so that is the bed as flat as it's going to go. So I'm now going to put the bedding on there, which is just in here, in this little box. There's my bedding, so I'll put that on and I'll see you then. So here I am, all tucked up in my cozy bed, ready for a good night's sleep. Well, not really, because it's daytime and it's not really sleep time for me, but as I said, to try and avoid the jet lag, I'm going to try to get some rest or maybe some meditation. So I'm going to need this because it's still quite bright in here. I'll see you in a couple of hours' time. Night night. One thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the Wi-Fi on board here, because I recently took a flight with Qatar and they provide Wi-Fi complimentary, and it is Starlink, the Elon Musk Wi-Fi, and it is absolutely brilliant. I was streaming things the whole time. Now on board here you can get Wi-Fi, so that's the great news. The bad news is you have to pay for it. For everybody. So I'm flying in the premium seat on this whole plane and I've got to pay for my Wi-Fi. It seems a lot. It's £19.99 if you want it for the whole flight. But the good news is that you can get 20 minutes for free as long as you watch an advert. So I've just watched the advert. It wasn't very long. It was only probably about 20 seconds long, something like that. And I'm now streaming. So there you go. You can see that I'm watching Joe Blogg's food video. So that's Joe Blogg's at an afternoon tea. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. That's at the Waldorf Hilton in London. So you can see that it's actually streams, you get decent quality. You can watch things live. So if you need Wi-Fi, if you really want to watch something, maybe there's a sporting event on, or you just want to stream something, or you need to message people, you can get it. And the Wi-Fi, is decent quality. But I think charging £19.99 seems a bit rich. These days, I think Wi-Fi should be included as part of your flight, but it isn't. You can get it, and you can get 20 minutes free. So I've done that. That's my 20 minutes free. I'm going to watch this, and I'll see you when the next round of food arrives. So here I am at the end of my flight to Seattle from London with Virgin Upper Class in this retreat seat. So what's my overall assessment? Well, I have to say that this retreat seat is amazing. It is absolutely huge. It's the biggest seat that I've ever flown on. It's bigger than the Qatar Q suites. So from that point of view, fantastic. It's been really relaxing. It's got a flat bed that you can get some rest in. The entertainment system
should be very good. I've got a 27-inch TV, 27 or 32, can't remember, it's massive anyway. The only problem with it is that my remote control broke. So the remote control, which is a little bit like something, I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember when remote controls first came in and they had cables on them. You had to actually plug them into the TV or the VCR, and then you sort of held it and the cable transmitted the information. It feels a bit like that, and it sort of feels a bit like those remotes that are not very good. And this tracker ball here that's meant to control the cursor on the screen stopped working, so it was a bit annoying because I had to get up and press the screen manually, and because it's so far away it was a little bit inconvenient, and also that thing kept transmitting, so a little blob came on. It was just a lot of hassle, so very disappointing that I paid extra to sit in this seat. This seat was £300 extra on top of the price that you paid to come into upper class. So the upper class cabin here, I got it through a combination of air miles and cash, so you have to pay some cash for the tax. So overall, the cost of this was around about what it would have cost me to fly economy. So I had to pay around about £700 in tax. The rest of it was air miles, and then I had to pay £300 extra to sit in this seat. And I feel a bit disappointed that my entertainment system didn't work. Everybody else's worked fine, and most people have just got a normal one where you press it with your finger because you can touch it. Because I'm so far away, you have to use this remote. So that was disappointing. The other disappointing thing about the flight was the Wi-Fi. So I'd expected the Wi-Fi to be included. It wasn't. You have to pay $19.99, which I thought was a bit expensive and a bit rich and, yeah, unnecessary. Okay, the tannoy message is finished now. I was making the point about Wi-Fi. I think it should have been included. It wasn't. But overall, this has been a great trip. Really great seat. Fantastic. Was it worth the extra £300? Probably. If my entertainment system had worked properly, definitely. But without it, probably not. Although I have to say the rest of the upper class cabin here in this new configuration is really good. So probably not worth £300 extra, but definitely worth trying once, especially if you're with other people, because you can sit and have dinner together. You can have 4 people in this whole section if you're travelling as a 4. So maybe as a one-off, as a treat, yeah, you could try it. But overall, I think the upper class section is good enough. You don't really need to pay extra for this. But I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And I will see you again on the next video.